I'm Sabrina Zainal, and this is Nightline, the top stories. Government rolls out Sejahtera Madani scheme to elevate poor households. And at least 12 killed as Thailand and Cambodia exchange air attacks. Good morning. We begin with this story. At least 12 people were killed on Thursday in clashes between Thai and Cambodian troops in a disputed border area near the Tham Wan Thom Temple in Cambodia's Odar Myanche province. This marks an escalation in the long-standing conflict between the two Southeast Asian neighbors. Thailand claimed the clash was triggered by Cambodian drone surveillance near its border troops, while Cambodia accuses Thai forces of violating a prior agreement by advancing on the Khmer Hindu site. Cambodian forces allegedly opened fire and launched 2 rockets, one hitting a community in Surin's Kap Chong district. In response, 6 Thai F-16s were deployed from Ubon Ratchathani, striking 2 Cambodian military targets. Cambodia, however, claimed Thailand deployed a drone first and initiated the attack, prompting a defensive response. Thai authorities said a total of 11 civilians, including an 8-year-old and a 15-year-old, as well as 1 military personnel, have been killed in the Surin, Ubon Ratchathani and Sri Saket provinces. Cambodia has yet to confirm whether it suffered any casualties. Meanwhile, Thailand has closed its entire border with Cambodia as the Royal Thai Embassy in Phnom Penh continues to closely monitor the escalating tensions between the two countries. The embassy warned of a growing likelihood that the conflict may escalate and prolong and has advised Thai nationals residing or temporarily staying in Cambodia who do not have urgent matters to leave the country as soon as it is safely possible. Cambodia, meanwhile, has also urged its citizens living near the border to evacuate the area. In another development, Thailand's acting Prime Minister, Phumtham Wechayachai, said on Thursday that fighting must cease before any negotiations can take place between Thailand and Cambodia.
กฎหมายระหว่างประเทศนะครับที่ต้องคำนึงถึงและต้องปฏิบัติที่เคร่งครัดนะครับอีกประการหนึ่งก็ถือว่าสิ่งต่างๆที่เกิดขึ้นเนี่ยยังไม่ใช่ประกาศสงครามนะครับเราไม่ได้ประกาศสงครามแต่เป็นเรื่องแค่การปะทะกันซึ่งก็จะต้องใช้เรายังยืนยันหลักการว่าต้องใช้สันติวิธีไม่ใช้ความรุนแรงแล้วก็ต้องพยายามพูดคุยกันในการแก้ไขปัญหาแต่ว่าสิ่งที่เกิด
Phumtham also condemned Cambodia's use of heavy weaponry, accusing them of firing into Thai territory without specific targets, leading to civilian deaths. Meanwhile, Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet stated that Phnom Penh has always sought to resolve issues peacefully, but in this case had no choice but to respond with force against what he called an armed invasion. He claimed that Thai forces attacked Cambodian military positions near the Tham Wan Thom and Tha Krabe temples in Odar Myanche province before expanding their assault to the Mumbai area. Between Thailand and Cambodia following deadly clashes along their shared border. In separate calls with Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet and Thailand's acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai, Anwar said he voiced Malaysia's deep concern and appealed for restraint. Now, in a Facebook post, Anwar said in Malaysia's capacity as ASEAN chair for 2025, during the conversations, he appealed directly to both leaders for an immediate ceasefire to prevent further hostilities and to create space for peaceful dialogue and diplomatic resolution. Anwar welcomed what he described as positive signals from both sides and said Malaysia was ready to help facilitate talks in the spirit of ASEAN unity and shared responsibility. He added that he firmly believes that ASEAN's strength lies in its solidarity and that peace must always be its collective and unwavering choice. Now, for deeper insights into the potential ripple effects, we are joined by geostrategist Azmi Hassan. To begin, could the border dispute between these two countries impact other ASEAN nations, especially Malaysia, given its proximity?
Well, I think this particular issue is confined only to Thailand and also Cambodia, even though Laos is part of the particular issue, the Emerald Triangle, but I think it won't affect the neighbors of Thailand, Malaysia, for example. It won't affect directly the neighbors of Cambodia, Laos, for example. But again, as an organization, ASEAN organization, we don't need this kind of escalation. We have problem in South China Sea. We have problem with Myanmar. So I think ASEAN need to resolve this issue once and for all. It has been simmering on and off for the last few decades. And I think Thailand and Cambodia need to work out, usually through their joint border committee, so that it can be resolved through the rule of law.
And now, in your opinion, what role can Malaysia, as the current ASEAN chair, play in helping to de-escalate the situation?
Yes, as the chairman for ASEAN Malaysia, when this first erupted in last May, the Prime Minister did say that Cambodia and Thailand need to work out both together, especially through the Joint Border Committee. But the meeting of Joint Border Committee has been stalled for the last few weeks. And a few hours ago, the Prime Minister said he will call up the Cambodian Prime Minister and also Thailand Prime Minister so that something can be done. The problem is that Cambodia want to bring this issue to ICJ, but Thailand refused. Thailand said this is a bilateral matter. And I think Malaysia should step up. I think we have stepped up that both leaders need to talk to each other in order to resolve this issue. This is something that can be resolved. Not that something impossible, but I think Malaysia, with its experience in the southern Thailand and also the southern Philippines, I think we have the, I would say, we have the influence to pull both leaders together so that they can talk with each other.
Thank you so much, Azmi Hassan, for sharing those insights with us. Now, moving on, Putrajaya on Thursday unveiled the Sejahtera Madani Initiative, a people-centric program aimed at improving the well-being of low-income households. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the program has achieved a significant milestone by securing 120 million ringgit in contributions from private sector entities, far surpassing the initial 50 million ringgit target. Speaking at the launching ceremony, Anwar said the contribution is a strong reflection of the private sector's confidence in the government's focused efforts to uplift vulnerable communities. He also expressed gratitude to the 38 private companies backing the cause.
Jadi saya agak sentimental sikit lah, minta maaf ya, Min. Saya pun manusia biasa, kadang-kadang ada juga perasaan. Saya kata, ya, walaupun tidak semua orang senang dengan langkah-langkah ini, tetapi saya percaya sambutannya sampai setakat ini sudah hampir 120 juta ringgit.
Sejahtera Madani targets the eradication of hardcore poverty and aims to reduce the overall poverty rate by 33% by year end. The program focuses on income generation, education, housing and social welfare.
Kita nak pacu negara ini sebagai negara yang gagah dan hebat. Dan negara gagah hebat ini tentunya mula dari pimpinan yang jaga tata kelola, tanggungjawab, yang elak daripada ketirisan, penyalahgunaan kuasa, rasuah.
As of July 15th, over 305,000 household heads have been registered in the e-Kasih system as living in poverty, with nearly 1,000 classified as hardcore poor. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the initiative will act as a main driver towards ending poverty in the country. This as the assistance goes beyond just financial aid by also offering goods, services and training for targeted groups. Zahid, who is also the Rural and Regional Development Minister, said with the program being a promising start, it will also require a strong follow-through to ensure lasting impact.
We need to eradicate urban poverty. Ini adalah satu kaedah yang baik, tetapi kita perlu melakukan tindakan follow-through. Artinya tindakan susulan dilakukan. Sebab lazimnya kita perlu menangani masalah kemiskinan, tetapi kita jangan bagi ikan. Kita harus bagi kail.
He said this means the program is long-term in nature and will involve continuous monitoring from the private sector, GLCs and investment-linked companies. Zahid also commended the initiative, led by the Implementation Coordination Unit under the Prime Minister's Department, for its structured approach to addressing the matter. Meanwhile, recipients of the Ikasih assistance have expressed gratitude that their struggles are being recognized. In addition to cash aid, some also received essential items to aid them in their small businesses.
I memang terdesak, so I was searching for the freezer, searching for the kedai besar, so barang kita lebih, and memang memerlukan lah. Rasa lega.
Menumpang di tanah abang ipar lah, abang ipar. Jadi benda tu boleh orang kata bila-bila boleh diambil kan. Jadi dengan adanya bantuan ni syukurlah, terharu sangat.
The private sector's collaboration with the government in contributing to the Sejahtera Madani program is seen as a crucial step in eradicating hardcore poverty. Putra Business School's Associate Professor Ahmed Razman Abdul Latif believes that the collaboration can help address various problems such as social and economical issues.
Any government initiative such as this targeted social assistance with the intention of reducing hardcore poor among the household will improve the quality of life for the people, and when it is meshed with funding from the private sectors, the impact will be multiplied and the positive outcome will materialize faster.
Later on, at a separate event, the Prime Minister reminded all parties not to undervalue the significance of the 100 ringgit cash aid given to adult citizens under the Sumbangan Asas Rahmah program, or SARA. He stressed that while the amount may seem small to high-income earners, it can make a real difference to those struggling to make ends meet.
RM1, apa dia RM1? 100. Itu RM100, itu jadi 15. Bila kalau keluarga tu katalah miskin, ada 2 anak 18 ke atas, suami isteri, dan 400 tambahan daripada STR yang sekarang dan Aisara sekarang. Kalau dia dah ada 300 sekarang ni, dia campur lagi 400 jadi 700. Tak kecil.
He was speaking during the Finance Ministry's monthly assembly. On Wednesday, the government announced a series of key initiatives to help ease the people's burden, including, for the first time in history, cash assistance extended to all Malaysian adults. Now, the Prime Minister also commented on 2 other key measures announced on Wednesday, namely the targeted fuel subsidy and the decision to maintain toll rates across 10 highways. He stressed that both initiatives reflect the government's concern, not just for the B40 income group, but also for those in the M40 category and above.
Kita mula dengan kemiskinan tegar. Sebab itu naik B40. Sekarang naik M40. Jadi begitu keadaan dia. Jadi itu yang saya katakan, sabar sikit dalam pelaksanaannya. Tapi sekarang sekurang-kurangnya, alhamdulillah, untuk M40 ini, baik RON 95 dan tol itu memberi manfaat kepada M40 dan ke atas.
The Prime Minister has instructed that the police to extend its full cooperation to ensure public safety during the upcoming gathering led by PAS, scheduled for this Saturday. His senior press secretary, Tunku Nasrul Abaida, said this was aimed at ensuring the opposition-backed gathering proceeds smoothly without any form of intimidation or unnecessary restriction.
Apa jua ketidaksetujuan terhadap kerajaan, termasuk menerusi demonstrasi awam, tidak akan disekat secara membuta tuli. Sebaliknya, ia dianggap sebagai sebahagian daripada amalan demokrasi yang bersifat sihat dan matang, selagi ia tidak melanggar undang-undang dan tidak mengancam keselamatan awam.
He added that Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim is aware of the planned gathering and has called for it to be held in a peaceful and orderly manner. The government, he stressed, remains firm and consistent in upholding democratic values and the right to free expression. Earlier, Acting Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Usuf Jan Muhammad confirmed that 60 police reports have been lodged in relation to the gathering. Moving on, the bodies of the 3 teens who were killed in a tragic accident along the North-South Expressway have been laid to rest on Thursday evening. The incident occurred at around 2:30 a.m. on Thursday when the convoy of 15 motorcyclists from Senawang was heading to Kuala Lumpur. 3 victims, aged between 18 and 20 years old, died at the scene. Preliminary police investigations found that contact between some of the riders caused several motorcycles to fall, triggering a chain collision. The victims were identified as Alif Shahmi bin Abdul Hakim, 18 years old, Haris Azib Sulaiman, 20 years old, as well as Afkar Fitri bin Effendi, 20 years old, who did not possess a driving license. All 3 were students of College Polytech Mara in Bangi. The funeral prayers for Haris Azib was held at the Bandar Baru Salat Tinggi Mosque in Sepang. Meanwhile, Alif Shahmi's body was brought home to his family's residence in Gombak, Selangor, while Afkar Fitri was laid to rest at the Melaka Pindah Mosque in Alor Gajah, Melaka. The funeral saw hundreds of family members and friends in attendance to pay their final respects. Earlier, a somber atmosphere enveloped the forensic unit of the Rembau Hospital as family members and friends arrived to identify the bodies. Tears and embraces reflected the deep grief felt over the loss of their loved ones. Afkar Fitri's grandmother, Rohani Hussein, described him as a polite, obedient young man who shared a close bond with her.
2 hari lepas, tak ada, saya tanya dia, bang buat apa? Bersihkan helmet, kata dia, bersihkan motor, kata dia, okeylah. Baik-baik, saya kata. Jangan nak pergi mana-mana, motor ni untuk bawa pergi kolej. Saya kata, kalau beli makan bolehlah.
Post-mortem examinations for Afkar Fitri, Alif Shahmi and Haris Azib were completed by 2 p.m. on Thursday. The initiatives announced by the Prime Minister on Wednesday are estimated to involve fiscal costs of up to 3.1 billion ringgit. According to analysts, the expenditure is expected to be funded through targeted diesel subsidies and revenue from the Sales and Service Tax, SST. In a research note, CIMB Investment Bank said this year's fiscal deficit remains on track. This is because increased government revenue is expected to fund the announced expenditure. It also includes higher savings from targeted diesel subsidies. The budget deficit is projected to be around 80 billion ringgit, or 3.8% of GDP. In addition to addressing various aspects of the rising cost of living, the 5 key initiatives announced by the government also injected positive sentiment into the local stock market. Analysts believe the government's measures have attracted investor interest and contributed to the strengthening of the ringgit. Analysts expect investors to shift their focus towards 3 key sectors: retail, automotive, and construction, as the 5 government initiatives are likely to boost consumer spending. They also project the ringgit to remain stable throughout the year, averaging around 4.33 against the US dollar, with inflation staying low at around 2%. Meanwhile, the construction sector is also gaining attention, with investors anticipating the announcement of major infrastructure projects under the 13th Malaysia Plan next week.
Reform, resilience, and results. Malaysia's economy beat expectations. But what's driving the momentum? How is Ekonomi Madani reshaping growth and governance? And what does it all mean for small businesses or the rakyat? Zahir Kelvin Ong Abdullah speaks with Treasury Secretary General Datuk Johan Mahmud Merican. Only on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tuntun.
Attempt to smuggle cannabis buds foiled. More news from the local front after this breather. Stay with us.
Heard the News is a News Straits Times initiative to help you improve your English and stay updated on the latest happenings.
Just scan the QR code in the newspaper or on our website and have the news read to you.
Read along, learn proper pronunciation, and improve your general knowledge.
Leveling up is just a scan away.
Heard the News? Read with me.
Peningnya. Kecil ke besar, besar ke kecil? Mestilah I nak yang besar. Persoalannya, saiz apa yang puas? Mestilah saiz 65 inci. Lagi besar, lagi layan.
Juara!
Wow! Lagi layan tengok tonton dekat smart TV besar. RM9.90 je.
Lagi besar skrin, lagi puas stream. Layan tonton di Smart TV, repeat sampai pagi.
Welcome back. A trailer transporting chemicals plunged into the sea after another chemical tanker crashed into it in Iskandar Putri, Johor on Thursday. The 5:41 p.m. incident, which occurred at the Plus Highway second link stretch near the Malaysian border checkpoint, prompted the immediate deployment of a hazardous materials hazmat unit. The crash was captured by a vehicle's dashboard camera and has since gone viral on social media. The recording shows a red trailer was rear-ended by a second trailer, causing it to fall into the sea. Both drivers survived the crash. Iskandar Putri Fire and Rescue Department Chief Muhammad Faiz Sulaiman said no signs of leakages have been detected. The trailer was transporting propylene glycol, a chemical widely used in cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, food additives, and industrial coolants. Operations to secure the crash site and monitor the submerged tank were ongoing. The Pulau Pinang Customs Department foiled an attempt to smuggle over 52 kilograms of cannabis buds worth more than 5 million ringgit into the country. The attempt was thwarted when authorities intercepted a car during a special operation in Sungai Petani, Kedah on June 29th. The operation was conducted at the Sungai Petani Toll Plaza on the North-South Expressway. State Customs Department Director Rohaizad Ali said officers also detained 2 men who were traveling in the car. Based on information gathered, the vehicle was believed to have transported the drugs from a neighboring country before being detected in Jitra. Further inspections uncovered 3 sacks containing 49 compressed blocks of suspected cannabis buds in the vehicle's boot and rear passenger seat.
Modus operandi menyembunyikan dadah berbahaya ataupun bunga ganja di dalam kenderaan biasa bagi mengelak dicurigai oleh pihak berkuasa.
Both the suspects in their 30s had rented the vehicle to transport the drugs. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act. Now in Johor, a karaoke lounge worker faces the death penalty after being charged with 4 counts of possessing and trafficking over 20 kilograms of narcotics. 39-year-old Chung Vui Kit was charged in the Johor Bahru Magistrates Court with distributing 81 grams of MDMA at Jalan Datuk Abdullah Tahir at 1:55 p.m. on July 10th. He also faces 3 additional charges of distributing 20.52 kilograms of the same material and possessing over 300 grams of other substances in a room at a shop lot in Taman Sentosa at about 3:40 p.m. the same day. In a separate case in Kelantan, a married couple has been charged with 2 counts of possessing and trafficking 67 kilograms of the prohibited material. 31-year-old Wan Muhammad Azim Ashraf Wan Mustafa and 49-year-old Wan Matraf Azlinda Wan Mat were jointly charged at the Kuala Krai Magistrates Court with distributing cannabis by the roadside at Jalan Padang Sembilan at 4 a.m. on July 11th. The husband and wife were also charged with possessing 15 grams of shabu at the same date and location. No bail was granted in both cases, and the respective case mentions were scheduled for September 23rd and 24th. Yet another aviation disaster. The details when Nightline returns.
Stream Thrill sekarang melalui Tonton, saluran seram 24 jam, seram tanpa henti, langgan, lagi layan.
Niat asal hanya nak bersembunyi. Tapi bila hati dah terpaut, susah nak lari.
Kamu kena masuk bootcamp.
Sekarang ni kedudukan apa ni? Simpo? Bukan.
Muka dua, tapi baju ikrar.
Diarahkan oleh Zahiril Azim dari layar ke lensa, Cureka Rama Istimewa. Pencuri Rumah Imam, 26 Julai, Sabtu 10 malam. Di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Thanks for staying with us. Now on to the foreign front. All 48 passengers and crew on board a passenger plane that crashed on Thursday in poor weather conditions in Russia's Far East have died. According to officials, the Angara Airlines AN-24 aircraft carrying 42 passengers and 6 crew members departed from Blagoshchesk near the Chinese border and disappeared from radar as it approached Tinda Airport. Shortly after, Russian rescuers discovered the plane's fuselage engulfed in flames with debris found in the surrounding Amur region. Authorities said preliminary inquiries are looking at either pilot error in poor weather conditions or technical malfunction. At least 10 firefighters and rescue workers were killed and 14 others injured while battling a wildfire in Turkey's northwestern Eskişehir province. Now, Turkey's Agriculture and Forestry Ministry said on Wednesday that 5 forestry workers and 5 rescuers were killed when 24 firefighters became trapped in the wildfire. Winds whipped up by the flames suddenly changed direction, and the fire engulfed the group of firefighters who were swiftly transported to hospital, where 10 of them died. Extreme heat and volatile wind conditions were also expected on Thursday. The deaths on Wednesday bring the number of deaths in wildfire so far in the country to 13 this year. Time for sports now. Badminton and the 2025 China Open. It was a smashing day for Malaysians as 6 national representatives advanced to the last 16 in Beijing on Thursday. In women's doubles, Perli Tan and M. Tina took a step closer to their career-high world number 2 ranking after defeating Japan's world number 99 Rui Hirokami and Sayaka Hobara 21-17, 21-13 in just 37 minutes. But they now face a much tougher quarterfinal test against Japan's world number 9 Yuki Fukushima and Mayu Matsumoto. Joining them were mixed doubles Chen Tangji Toiwei, who staged a sensational fight back to overcome China's world number 39 Gao Jiashuan Wu Mengying 22-20, 21-17. Awaiting them in the last 8 are world number 9 Guo Xinhua Chen Fanghui, another Chinese pair. In the men's doubles, Ong Yusin and Teo Yi continued their remarkable performance by stunning Thailand's world number 13 duo 21-16, 21-16. Their next test will be a stern one against India's former world number 1 pair and reigning Asian Games champions Chirag Shetty, Sarwik Sairaj Rankireddy. Also through to the last 8 are Aaron Chia, So Woo Yik, Go Pei Ki, Teo Mei Xing, and Man Wei Chong, Ji Kai Wun.
Turning to cycling, the 2025 Tour de France. Italy's Jonathan Milan powered to victory in a dramatic Stage 17 on Wednesday, surviving a chaotic crash in heavy rain to extend his lead in the sprint points competition.
The 160.4-kilometer stage from Bolène to Valence ended in a bunch sprint, but a pileup in the final kilometer took down Tim Merlier and Biniam Girmay. Milan stayed clear to beat Jordi Meus to the line, boosting his green jersey total to 312 points. Race leader Tadej Pogačar finished safely in the main group, retaining his overall advantage of 4 minutes and 15 seconds. All eyes now turn to Thursday's Queen Stage, featuring 3 grueling climbs and a brutal finish at the 2,304-meter Col de la Loze.
And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we go, let's take a look at the London Vegetable Orchestra performing at the RHS Hampton Court Palace Garden Festival, delighting bystanders with instruments carved from vegetables and fruit. With that, I'm Sabrina Zainal. Thank you for watching and stay safe.